Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is where you are. This is kind of an impromptu. Usually I will come on at 7 p.m. Central on a weekly basis on Wednesday evening and do these political forums. Today is not so much a forum, even though it is a live stream. But this is something that's been on my mind as I watch what's going on and what has been going on in the United States of America within the last month. Today marks, I believe it's been 1 month, 30 days, if you will, since the inauguration of Donald John Trump. And it's a subject that has come to my mind due to what I'm observing as far as the things that people are saying, the comments they're making on various social media, the attitudes I'm seeing displayed, and behaviors I'm seeing displayed. And the overall conclusion that I'm coming up with, and is the subject for this talk today. America being a sucker is cool to those enjoying the benefits. America and Americans being suckers is cool to those who are enjoying the benefits of that. Criminality and crime is cool to those who are benefiting from the crime or the ill-gotten gains. They're cool with it. Being a sucker is cool as long as they benefit. Criminals and criminality is cool as long as they are benefiting. I'm noticing what I've seen over the past 30 days since Donald Trump has been inaugurated, that people are on both sides of the issue. This president, whether you like him or not, has done more to affect the American society and government and discourse, any metric or parameter that you want to state. Donald Trump has been the most consequential president probably in the history of America. He's done or administrated as the administrator, not the king. He's not a king. He's the president who presides over the government. More has been done under his leadership in 30 days than what was done by this last president in 4 years. And name any president going over the past 40 years. You start with Reagan, Jimmy Carter, George Bush, Bill Clinton, Bush Jr., if you will. He's not a junior. Obama, Biden. None of them had the impact on the country and accomplished things within 30 days that Donald Trump has, whether you like him or not. And what has all kind of got me with this is people are very up in arms. Some people are very up in arms about the involvement Well, they don't like Trump, period. So anything he done is evil, and he's devil, he's Hitler. To some people, they have that mindset. It doesn't matter what he does. He can cure cancer. They'll still say he's the devil. They're up in arms about Elon Musk, who is a private citizen. He is an American. Granted, he wasn't born here, but he is an American private citizen who Trump has hired to do a job, just as any other president has a right to hire an American private citizen to carry out their agenda. People are complaining because Donald Trump is fulfilling his campaign promises to cut. One main thing is cut government spending. And how is he going to do that? By determining where there's waste, fraud, abuse, and outright theft, misappropriation of the money. And just within less than a month, questions have been raised about how the United States government has been spending my taxpayer dollars and some of your taxpayer dollars. Again, those among you who are listening to this, you may not give a damn that there was fraud, waste, abuse, and theft and misappropriation because you felt like you benefited from it. Or the people that you wanted to be helped by it were helped, and the people that you didn't mind being hurt, Black people, for an example, gays and lesbians, other ethnic groups, people within certain socioeconomic classifications, as long as they were hurt, it was cool. That is the attitude of a lot of people in this country that I've seen come out. Take, for example, Social Security. People were fed the false narrative that when Trump came in, he's going to cut Social Security. People are still getting their Social Security checks. The ones who were getting them before, they're still getting them now. Now, one thing that has come up is, and this has yet to be fully investigated, and at least Donald Trump has done the work to at least raise the question. Should 200 million people be getting Social Security checks? Don't know. Should somebody 150 years old be getting Social Security checks? I don't know. It's possible. But I think it at least warrants someone to look into it. And I heard some people on both sides that said, of course, they are glad to uncover this, or at least the question be raised. I'm glad of it. And other people say, hey, we need a forensic accountant. I'm an accountant. I agree with that. Yes, hire some forensic accountants, CPAs, and I'm telling you, as an accountant, CPAs who are certified, they must follow a certain code of ethics. They cannot review financial records based on their personal bias. They operate based on science. So yes, forensic audit is definitely in order. Yes, let's have somebody look at that database to see that the people who are receiving Social Security checks are actually valid. If they're found to be valid, then fine. But I doubt whether somebody's going to be on there for 120 years old and it's valid. It may be a flaw with a computer system. We don't know. But anyway, if you have a forensic accountant go in and forensic computer techs go in and check that out. That's all. Before we jump to conclusions, hey, maybe everything that Trump has brought up, maybe it's legitimate. Maybe they should be getting the money. That's fine. But at least now we have a basis for somebody to look at. And a lot of you may be, let me just point, no, I don't give a damn what you think. Think about this. Why didn't Joe Biden do this? Why didn't Obama do this? Why didn't Bush Jr. do this? Why didn't Clinton do this? Have a forensic audit to go in and make sure that the people who are receiving Social Security checks are actually legitimately receiving it. My suggestion is if Trump or any of the MAGA group, those who can influence him, my suggestion is to stop all security benefits, Social Security benefits going to anybody that's over 110 years, that's shown in the system as being 110 years old. Stop it. But then, give them 90 days, no, that's too long, 60 days to provide proof of life. If they can provide proof of life, and I suggest that be done in person, that you're actually a live person receiving the check and not a ghost or somebody who died years ago, then fine. You come in, you're 120 years old, and you come in person and confirm that you're still alive, yeah. But if you can't, stop all that immediately. And I would actually venture to say anybody that's shown as over 100 needs to have proof of life. From understanding, they probably have that already in place. But I would say now, if you're showing that you're over 100 years old, you need to show proof of life. And those that they find out that were not legitimate and the money went out, they need to find out where that money went, what bank account it went in, and who withdrew the funds. And they need to go to jail. They need to go to jail until they reach 100 years old, if they get that. You know, this is my tax dollar. And a lot of people out there, Americans with sense, thinking about that, hey, that's their tax dollar. Going to a damn ghost. But again, it may all be legitimate, but at least have forensic accounting, have somebody look into it, and stop saying Elon Musk is not personally going in and looking at these things. These are government employees employed by Donald Trump, the executive branch. Who do you want to look into it? Foreigners? That shows how much of a damn fool you are. No, they are Americans. American citizens. Certified American citizens that Trump is hiring. That's who should be doing. Another big one that's been causing a real old lot of drama is this USAID. It's not the way it sounds. It has nothing to do with aid. even though some of the money may have gone to quote unquote aid. There's no aid. A lot of that is not aid. Have you been hiding under a rock the past couple of week, couple of a rock for the last week or two, and looked at the list of things that they're showing that they sent $50 million for condoms, whether it was Gaza Strip or Gaza in Africa. By the way, Gaza is still in Africa, either one of them. $50 million for condoms for any reason. Transgender operas for foreign countries. Other thing, LGBT studies, plays in foreign countries, and that you're okay with that. Some of you fools out there. But again, the subject of this is America being a sucker. It's cool to those enjoying the benefits. It's cool to those who are okay with it benefiting the people who is benefiting, and it's okay with people being hurt that they don't mind being hurt. And a lot of that is whether it be black people, poor people, people that you perceive to be your enemy. Yeah, they cool with it. America being a criminal or criminal activity is cool. If you enjoying the benefits, you okay with it. That's what I've come to the conclusion. And I just gave you a couple examples. There are more. I don't have to bore you with a whole long list, but just Social Security, USAID. And I think when it's all over, they're going to find over $1 trillion of wasted money that shouldn't have been spent due to fraud, waste, abuse, outright theft, and misappropriation. And America being a sucker is cool. It's cool. I'm in the Philippines right now. For those who will follow me, I'm in the Philippines, and I said this before on previous broadcasts that other countries, Russia, China, Philippines, and a lot of these foreign nations, they would not tolerate being a sucker. Their citizens would not, and their government would not go for it the way America. And I'll just think about this today. I'm in a foreign country. If I need medical attention, if it's an emergency, it's possible that I'll be covered. But anything else routine, I have to pay for it out of my pocket because I'm in a foreign country. The Philippine government is not going to cover my medical expenses. I have to pay to renew my visa every month to have the right to be here. And people can choose not to pay that money, but if they get caught, they can go to jail. They'll most likely go to jail or be deported. And being deported probably would be a merciful mercy to those who have done that. Because I'm pretty sure you not want to be in a Philippine jail. But you can't come to the Philippines as a foreigner without properly renewing your visa in 30-day increments, usually 60 days. They're not giving you free health care. They're not giving you free welfare. They're not giving you free housing, food. These other countries, Philippines, and it's an example. They're not giving foreigners these things, but yet people all over the world can come to America who are some damn suckers and get free health care, free food, clothing, shelter, transportation allowance, all free. And many of them, millions of them, foreigners who haven't contributed 1 cent into the Social Security system like I have for 40 some years. They're getting Social Security checks. You come over here, get in here, disabled or advanced age, whether you worked or not, you can get Social Security benefits here in America. Did you know that? It may not be regular Social Security. I think it's called SSI. But there's still Social Security benefits. Foreigners are getting this. You won't be able to go to Russia, China, the Philippines, and have them give you a free check. No, that's not going to happen. But America, being a sucker, is cool to many of you because you're actively enjoying the benefits of America being a sucker or a criminal, or it's not affecting your personal life and your comfort. So you don't care. You're not even thinking about it. So what if somebody 150 years old is getting a Social Security check? You don't care, as long as you're getting yours. You don't care about, you don't care. Thank you, Montel. You don't care if somebody, a foreigner, is taking a job that an American, a real American, could be using. Everybody, a lot of people ridicule Donald Trump for saying that these foreigners are taking black jobs. He's correct. Absolutely correct. Yeah, they're taking a lot of black jobs. They're taking a lot of American jobs, period. And you always get this argument, well, they're doing stuff that Americans won't do. Yeah, Americans be glad to do it if you want to pay us. See, they don't get to that part. Montavious, you asked him about my haircut. You can get a good haircut here for $3. $3, $4. You can get a haircut here. Yes. Supreme Court needs a code of ethics. Sure. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Code of ethics. This is what I'm saying. People are complaining and they're directing a lot of hatred toward Trump and toward Elon Musk and those young guys. They calling them big balls, and people are calling. You had a member of Congress call Elon Musk a dick, as in what? Tricky Dick Nixon or Tricky Dick Durbin, who's the senator from Illinois. He is tricky. I call him Tricky Dick Durbin. He's definitely tricky and a crook. But people are cool with that. America being a sucker. As long as they benefit, and that the people that they don't mind being hurt are hurt, and that they're okay. Hector, correct. They're sent a letter every year to confirm that she's still alive, which is, and God bless her. My grandmother lived to be 100. 100. Okay? So maybe, so all these other people who are showing older than that, were they sent the proof of life letters? Now, if they weren't sent the letters as your mother has, Hector, that's a problem, isn't it? If your mother got a letter, but these other people didn't, that's a problem. Or if the letters were sent and they weren't returned and nobody acted on it, that's a problem. See? But we didn't have a government and a president in place that cared enough about this to look into it. And I believe and thank God that he chose Donald Trump to be president to facilitate the uncovering of the evils that have been done to American citizens and to the world and just to whoever. And here's another thing, people, that's been coming up here. People voted for Donald Trump because he said he's going to reduce the cost of the government. Well, part of reducing the cost of the government is getting rid of unnecessary employees that the taxpayers are paying for. So while a lot of people now want to hoop and holler because he's in the process of firing people and letting people go. Well, were they necessary? It's possible they've been sitting up on their ass and collecting a paycheck 4 years, 5 years, 10 years. And they weren't giving the American people the benefits for what they were paying. Could be that. But yeah, understand. Yeah, you voted for, I probably will get some of that. Not right now. Not right now. Oh, no, no thanks. No thanks. What am I? Sorry. Yeah. Thank you, the young lady here. No, who's offering me something I'm really not ready to eat right. But there's fraud everywhere. But yes, you're going to cut the cost of the government. That means some people are going to get fired. That means some contracts are going to get canceled. But we're going to find out that whatever the dollar amount is, whether it be in the millions, the billions, or the trillions, I want someone to determine where that waste, fraud, and abuse and where my money is going and shouldn't be. I'm collecting Social Security. Legitimately, I worked for 40-some years. But I don't appreciate somebody, especially these damn foreigners, coming to America who ain't contributed one penny to the Social Security, to the system. I don't like that. Why are they getting money? I'm in the Philippines. They're not giving me no Social Security check over here. I'm existing on my Social Security that I paid into. Okay? But as a Social Security recipient, you should be pissed if somebody is receiving Social Security and they didn't pay into the system. As an American, you should be pissed that people are getting what you call welfare, free stuff, free shit. And they not Americans. They didn't contribute into the system. And a lot of them are here illegally. They broke the law. whether, and it makes no difference, it doesn't legitimize it because a Democrat administration, whether that has been Biden, Obama, or whether it was a Republican that did it, whether it was Reagan or the Bushes or Clinton, to the extent you let any illegal in this country and let them take away from money and resources that a full 100% legit American, like black people who are descendants of slaves, legit, that's the most legit. Resources could have gone to them. You hear talk about reparations. They need crime. Oh, they ain't got, they'll never pay reparations. They ain't got the money. I think they do. I think they had the money all the time, but where did the money go? It went to illegals. It went to waste, fraud, and abuse by USAID, Social Security, and probably when they're going to look into the Defense Department. Paying, and I heard this decades ago, but nothing was moved on it. Paying $200 for a toilet, or $2,000 for a gold toilet or something like that. That's been going on for decades. Think of how many trillions of dollars that would add up to. Yeah, they have money for reparations. So that's the argument. I don't want to hear it no more. IRS. They'll dog you, average American, for a few thousand, but they let people walk away with millions and they get off scot-free and no jail time. VA disability fraud. There are also some expats receiving Now, I understand that that's right. Certain Social Security disability, you have to be in the United States in order to receive that. And they're not. Yes, that's absolutely fraud. That's correct. But somebody needs to go after that. But I would say this, Hector, and this is the last thing I went to my congressman about, Congressman Jonathan Jackson. And I was supposed to have a meeting with him, and the meeting never happened. And this is when I was in America. And I talked to him about the fact that I paid into my Social Security 40 years plus. I should be able to live or stay wherever I want to in this world. And I'm in the Philippines right now. And I'm staying most of the year, but I still have my American address and I still go back there. But I had asked him, hey, I've been paying into Medicare. I should be able to use my Medicare benefits over here to cover any medical expenses. Expats should be able to avail themselves of the Medicare that they paid into. So yeah, the fraudsters, they should definitely take care of and eliminate the fraud. But at the same time, the legitimate people like me, we should be able to use our Medicare here. Hector, right. No social economic safety nets. The family is the safety net here. So you will see households where there are extended family members living in the same household. Correct. And you see a lot of that among the quote unquote Hispanic, Latino population in America. They have a lot of extended family members living in the same household. That's how they're able to amass funds and resources to be able to go buy houses and do stuff like that because they work together. Unfortunately, those of other ethnic groups don't do that, including the one that I'm involved with. Investigating Fort Knox. Hey, you know, everything should be investigated. When is the last time it was audited? 30 years, 40 years? That's crazy. Everything, and then, especially when Tricky Dick Nixon was responsible for taking America off the gold standard, and a full accounting should have been made then of how much weight in gold is in that fort. So if that was never reported, you know, so if somebody goes to audit it right now, if there's no record of how much gold was in there, it could be all kind of tons of gold been taken out of there, and you would never know it because you couldn't prove it. You have no record. America being a sucker is cool to those enjoying the benefit. If somebody stole some of the gold out of Fort Knox, they cool with it not being audited because they got their gold and they gone. You know, I'm looking at back, 2008, the housing crash, and the other time when they bailed out the banks. They bailed damn banks out, didn't bail the people out. They got away with all kind of money, all kind of fraud. People got fat and rich. A lot of people lost their lives, and their lives were much more diminished, and people suffered more because some people decided, you know, again, the fraudsters, America having thievery and criminality was cool because to some people, because they benefited. The people that they didn't mind benefited. People that they didn't mind being hurt were hurt. That's the theme of this today, and I'm not going to be here too much longer. But this is what I find. Another thing, let me go into this. I've been on this, I guess you call it a social media app, but I'm not gonna say the name of this app. I believe that I'm not sure whether it's under Zuckerberg or what. I'll look into it. But this is what I'm seeing here. There was a recent post that I replied to that somebody made. I won't give their name, it don't matter. And basically, you see a lot of criticism of MAGA and those who supported Trump and Republicans. Lots of criticism, lots of name calling. And I'm going to read some of it here. MAGA is celebrating all of the luxury homes being put up for sale in DC as they stomp out corruption, aka firing, and this is their opinion, firing federal employees who've done nothing but their jobs. Who knew you could get a 900 square foot luxury home for $400,000? Now let me tear into this. Let me drill into this state. MAGA is celebrating all the luxury homes being put up for sale in DC. Now, what it is, they're not necessarily celebrating that. They are appreciative of a president and a government now who are looking into people getting paid hundreds of thousands of dollars and very upper high salaries for illegitimately. Again, just because somebody has legitimately legitimized theft or waste, fraud, and abuse, it's still waste, fraud, and abuse. Firing people, a lot of people should be fired if the job is unnecessary. I heard there was some employees in the federal government making over $1 million. $1 million? For what? Hope they get rid of all of them. I've met very few people I think that's worth that kind of money. Fire, they said, this person, I don't endorse it, this is what they say. Firing fellow employees who've done nothing but their job. So that means just if there's a criminal and somebody was just a lookout for the bank robbery, don't prosecute them. They were just doing their job. They were just a lookout to tell the criminal when the police was coming. That's okay. Nobody's celebrating that. They're glad. I mean, hey, you did the crime, you should do the time and pay the fine. You ignorant of, you didn't know that you're a criminal? Okay, that's not a defense. But most of these individuals who are in these positions, they know the crime was going on. And again, America being a sucker was cool as long as they benefit. As long as crime was committed and they got their check, they were cool with it because they were enjoying the benefits. Done none but their jobs. Okay, you help crime. This is a legit statement. I'll wait until the final report before passing judgment. Yes, I'm not passing judgment, just like I said on the Social Security. Maybe you do have somebody that's 120 years old that's legitimately receiving. I'll wait until the final report before I pass a judgment. But I will say that I'm glad for forensic accountant and IT personnel to look into this. But I'll wait till the final report. USAID. I'll wait until the final report before I pass judgment. But I'm going to pass judgment right now on millions of dollars on transgender operas and shit like that. I pass judgment now. I pass judgment now on $50 million worth of condoms for any reason. And it wasn't going to Americans. It didn't further American interests. I'll pass judgment on that shit right now. But the final judgment at the end of it, especially if they come out with trillions of dollars that have been cut. This is right. Cutting waste and efficiency is good. You're starting to cut to the muscle. That can be bad. So I think give Donald Trump and his administration of credit. I believe they're human. They can make mistakes, but they also, I think, have the mental fortitude and ability and acumen to be able to course correct or alter what they've done based on new information. Your last brain dead ass President Biden, he didn't even know what damn world he was in. So you can't compare Trump to brain dead Biden. Okay? Can't complain. Yes, they have to be methodical. I believe they are methodical. I believe they are going to have, in the end of the day, they are methodical. They're going to be methodical. If you've been watching, not just you, Hector, anybody watch this, Ray Charles, if he was here, bless the soul, could see that Donald Trump is methodical. He's the most methodical president you just probably ever seen in the last 50 years. I believe you will have an accurate assessment. Donald Trump is not showboating. Elon Musk is not showboating. Most of the Republican government and senators and representatives, they are not showboating. They're doing work. They're fulfilling their campaign promises. I tell you who the showboat is, Jasmine Crockett. She's a Negro clown. She's a clown. That's a showboat. Maxine Waters. That's a clown. That's a showboat. Brandon Johnson of Chicago. That's a Negro clown and showboat. J.B. Pritzker of Illinois. Showboat, clown. Many of those Democrats, AOC, Ocasio-Cortez, a clown, a showboat, and hope we find out that they've been aiding and abetting criminals, and I want to see them prosecuted and go to jail for that. When this Negro clown, Brandon Johnson, comes, he's been summoned to come before Congress. I hope they have the U.S. Marshals there waiting to throw his ass in federal prison once they have the evidence on him that he's aided and abetting criminals. I want AOC. I want them brought before charges by the DOJ to determine what constitutes violation by these officials of criminal law. We got to see some prosecutions. We've already seen some lawsuits. Pam Bondi has already filed charges and filed suit against Brandon Johnson, J.B. Pritzker, Kathy Hochul, these damn Letitia James, and other people that in New York for what they done on their illegals. They giving illegals driver's licenses. I remember years ago, it wasn't me. It was one of my cousins, I believe. Or my brother was in an auto accident with an illegal, and they didn't want the police to be called. And I know why they didn't want the police to be called, because the police would have found out that they weren't citizens, that they might have been hauled away by ICE then. But they were given the driver's license, or maybe they weren't given the driver's license, so that would have been a problem too. But yeah, this is the deal. So anyway, back to this post this person did about MAGA celebrate. No, not celebrate. Just appreciating that people, the politicians are doing what we voted for them to do. And you doing your nothing but your jobs is not an excuse. You aided and abetted crime, or what's going to be found to be crime, wasteful, and abuse. So I made a post, I answered this post, and I basically said, I have zero sympathy and give zero FUC about those who stole from taxpayers. And then I went into to tell them how I was on the job. I was let go. 20 years, no severance, no buyout, nothing. Just kicked me out in the street at over 50 some years old. And a lot of these people who had lost their jobs, Trump offered them 8 months pay. And you got the nerve to complain? I said, cry me a goddamn river. 8 months severance, probably for some illegal or not illegal, but wage fraud and abuse activity, and you got somebody offered you 8 months, not 8 days, not 8 weeks, 8 months of pay. Cry me a damn river. And what happened? I got a lot of backlash. A lot of people proceeded to criticize me about how it's my fault and I'm such a bad person and I'm rejoicing over somebody else's failure and I'm not having sympathy for nobody. We ain't talking about that. What did I say specifically? I have zero sympathy and give zero FUCs about those who stole from taxpayers. I didn't mention any other category. If these people did not steal from the taxpayers, then I wasn't referring to them. Okay, so that's them fools projecting their interpretation of what I said, but I didn't say that. I said to those who stole from taxpayers, and by inference, those who helped in the waste, fraud, abuse, theft, misappropriation of my taxpayer dollars. And many millions, probably at least 60 or 70 million, feel the same way I do. And I tell you what, too, I told a lot of these people, it feels good to win. We win. They are criticizing MAGA. We winning. MAGA is winning. Real Americans is winning. Real Americans who legitimately want to see America succeed, we are winning. We got a chance to win now with Trump in. Can you imagine what our situation would be if Kamala Harris had been elected? That means all this waste, fraud, and abuse, all the AID trillions and trillions of dollars that might be being stolen for Social Security, USAID, Defense Department, Department of Health, Department of Education, all that would just continue to be wasted, and everybody would just, most of the Democrats and the Democrats and their supporters would be just all hunky-dory with. Heck, this is a side note. In the 60s, Philippine pesos was 45 pesos to a dollar. Marcos started taking on day was down here for them. All I can say is right now, I can't deal with then. I got to deal with now. I've retired. So 58 pesos, 59 pesos, 60 pesos to a dollar is working very fine for me. My Social Security will not be enough for me to live on in America. So I have the wherewithal to get out of there and to set up something over here. I'm taking advantage of it. And we should even have more benefits because I paid 40 years into Social Security and Medicare. I should be able to use those benefits here because the Philippine government is not covering my medical care. Like sucker ass America is picking up the medical benefits for people who are not even citizens. They didn't pay nothing in the Social Security. Make that make sense. No, it can't make sense. It's just that, again, America being a sucker is cool to many of you who enjoy the benefits or the people that you, I keep saying this, I'm drill baby drill on your ass today. America being a sucker is cool to those of you enjoying the benefits, or you're cool with the people that you want to see benefit, as long as they're benefiting. The people that you don't mind being hurt are being hurt. You don't mind. Case in point as regarding black people. Donald Trump is the first president in modern history. Go back at least the 60-some years I've been here, who has came out and said that the 14th Amendment, which everybody is calling birthright citizenship, he said that was for the black descendants of slaves only. Donald Trump said that out of his mouth. It wasn't an AI. It wasn't a meme. He said this, that birthright citizenship is for blacks only, descendants of slaves. He didn't, inference black, well, they were black. He's the only person to say this. Obama didn't say that. Of course, he's descended from the slave master, not the slave. Kamala Harris didn't say that. She's a descendant of the slave master. She wasn't a descendant of slave, not even black. Clinton, Bush, none of them said this. Donald Trump is the first person, the first president to acknowledge a right that was specifically, legitimately for black people. And what Biden, Harris, and Obama, to a less extent, but still to an extent, and other presidents had done, had allowed these illegals to come in here and take jobs from black people, take resources, food, clothing, shelter, and other benefits, health care, that should have gone to black Americans, real Americans. But again, America being a sucker, America being dishonest, America being disingenuous, America being criminal, America being discriminatory, America being racist, is cool, or what, or has been cool to some of you listening and many others. It was cool because they personally benefited, or the people that they want to see benefit, or they don't mind benefiting, benefited, and the people that they didn't mind being hurt or malaffected were hurt. They were cool with that. So I'm drill, baby, drill on that. Like I said, I received about 30 comments, at least, to when I made that comment about not having sympathy for those who stole. Yes, I as well want to see real IT forensic experts with real world experience. and not just programmers or IT infrastructure guys. Correct. And don't you think that Elon Musk has the access to the best of the best experts in the world in these fields? Who else better would you want to be looking into this? This is where Bill Gates, if he wants to, this is where he can come in with his IT expertise. This is where he can come in and help. Real forensic experts with real experience. And as you know, Elon Musk has the best. So, you work in the IT industry. Hey, maybe you are the best. Why don't you, you think you the best, Hector? Why don't you apply? Apply for the jobs in Doge. Sure. I'm an accountant. I was an accountant before I retired. I want to see real accounting, forensic accounting experts in there. CPAs with 15, 20 years of experience, who are ethical, who are not related, tied to any political party. I want to see that. I want them to be able to go through line by line. And I want them to publicly, before I go here, before I let the church go this morning, I want to see that itemized list produced from the forensic accountants and the forensic IT people, showing an itemized list of every dollar of garbage that the taxpayers' money was spent on. That means in USAID, Social Security, defense, education, transportation, all government agencies. An itemized list. And I want them to put it on X, put it on the internet where it can be shown. People can go on Facebook or go on Fanbase, which is a black-run social media company that I'm involved with, or on X, and let people be able to go, any American, go on the internet and download and print the list of the garbage that was been spent on. Yeah, they say Elon's team is comprised of 4 members. Did Elon say this himself, or did somebody else say that? That's who they were. How do we know it's not 40 people? See, they're making it, they're calling them big balls, and they calling Elon Musk a dick and all this kind of stuff. You can't believe everything is reported unless it comes out of their mouth. Okay? He got them young and fresh out of school. Well, okay, as long as they're the most qualified. If he said it, fine. Okay. So I'm like this that they say in church. He's not God, but I'm just paraphrasing. God said it. I believe it. That settles it. Okay? And Trump, and it being in office, God commanded it. He approved it. He's in there. And that settles it. So how about that? Yeah, amen to that. Amen to that. Those of you who don't like Trump, Trump is God's choice, whether you like it or not. And I believe he's going to use, no, I have to believe it. I already see the example. He's going to be the one to use to expose Satan in this country. Through Donald Trump, Satan is going to be revealed. Obama worked the works of Satan. Biden Harris worked workers of Satan. Bush workers of Satan. Clinton workers of Satan. Reagan workers of Satan. Just by anybody you name in recent history, they're going to be revealed, be duplicated in the 50 states. Elon in government to have a Department of Government Efficiency in Illinois, New York, California, all these, Texas, Arizona, all these states. A government efficiency department to root out and do a forensic audit, as we, and I consider myself as part of the Chicago Flips Red organization. I'm from Chicago, and I'm a supporter of Chicago Flips Red. Sister Danny Carter months ago called for a forensic audit. We are calling for a forensic audit of Chicago and the state of Illinois to know where our money went to. Yes, I agree 1000% with a financial audit. The ID, believe me, don't you think that the richest man in the world can pay for the guys with the top skill in the world to do an audit? I think that's merit hiring. If I'm worth $400 billion, I'm hiring the best accountants, the best technicians, the best scientists, the best in the world. I don't think there's any doubt. Do you doubt that they have the skill? I believe so. No, I don't believe, I know so. We want the best CPAs, forensic audits in the world. At the federal government and at Illinois, New York, California, all the state governments. We want this. Those who are against this, they need to be eliminated from the government. And I'm being nice. They should be removed by any means necessary. The devil, the real Satan is going to be revealed soon. And again, I withhold, just as you said, Hector, I withhold my judgment. I agree with this. I'll wait until the final report before passing judgment. Today is February 20th. So let's come back at tax time, tax filing time, April 15th, April 16th, or whatever day it is. Let's see what reports have come out by then. Let's see what it looks like April tax time. Absolutely. And again, this is another statement. I'm glad to put this back on because this is a very good comment. Cutting waste is good, but if you start cutting to the muscle, that can be bad. Sure, it can be bad. And I believe we have the people in place that have enough sense to course correct and modify what they're doing and not just indiscriminately get rid of people. But initially, I think you have to come with the big stick and the big broom, because that's what was Trump's mistake. Trump let a lot of people stay hired who were his enemies and who did not like America. And he's not going to duplicate that same mistake. I believe that he is and has been methodical and will have an accurate assessment. And Trump and Musk is not showboat. They're working. Pam Bondi is not showboat. Kash Patel is not showboating. Robert Kennedy is not showboating. Tulsi Gabbard is not showboating. None of the Republicans are showboating. They are kicking ass and taking names. They're kicking ass and taking names, and they doing the work on behalf of the American people. I like that. That's what I support, and that's what I would vote for that. I voted for Obama, thinking that he was going to do this, clean up the government and clean up things. I was wrong. He didn't do it. Biden certainly didn't do it. Okay? The second time, now I actually voted for Biden. Okay? I didn't vote for Trump that second time because I think that he didn't fulfill his promise. There was so much more he could have done that he didn't do. So I didn't support Trump the second time he ran. But this time, absolutely. And he's a completely different person this time. Like I said, we had politicians here that hate certain people of the country. America being a sucker was cool to those politicians because their bank accounts were getting fat. Jasmine Crockett, who's the number one Negro showboater and clown, in the United States government. She receiving 170-something thousand a year salary. She's only been in Congress less than 4 years. Let me say less than 5 years. And she's already a millionaire. Where did her money come from? I want the Pam Bondi, I want the Department of Justice and FBI to investigate where the hell she get her money from. That Negro clown at 170,000 a year, and they're a multi-millionaire already. Where did they get their money? Where ALC get her money? Where Pelosi get their money? I want to investigate them. Investigate them. These are the few poor Americans alone who mayor didn't file their taxes or something, maybe to the tune of a few $1,000s. Let me address this. So Elon is paying them out of his own pocket. Who said that? Where did you read that? From what I read, the people who are doing the work are government appointees by President Trump. So that means they're getting paid not by Elon, who I believe is doing whatever he's doing for free. They're government employees. If they're government employees, they're getting paid for by the government. Don't know whether they're getting paid at all. I think they are. But just think of this. Donald Trump is not getting paid. He earned his salary, but he's not getting paid. No, no, Hector. Going to Twitter X and having public hearings without results. Let me drill on that shit right there. X is just a platform to broadcast a public hearing. If it's a public hearing, why isn't it freely on the public TV stations, the public radio stations, where any American who doesn't have X, but who has a radio signal and a free TV signal, how come those public hearings are not accessible to the public? That's not showboat. That's a public service. Sound like to me you prefer for them to work quietly. Who says all their work? Who says that their work is not quiet? You're only seeing what you're being allowed to see. I'm pretty sure they are working quiet and announce the results. They can announce the results as it comes. No, I've had to endure in my 60s some years. I've had to endure clowns, Negroes and otherwise, Bozo the clown, Homie the clown, and other clowns and puppets, as Malcolm X says, puppets and clowns. I've had to endure what they've done, and they've come on TV and shown. Usually, they show only what they want you to see, not everything. The hearings are on the cable that shows congressional hearing. Okay, what if you don't have cable? I didn't have cable TV, sir. But I have an internet connection, which means I can go on X or Facebook and watch it. Both sides had their clowns, absolutely. I didn't say a party in this case. But in my case, the people who are most had a bad effect on me as a Chicagoan have been Democrats, and clowns, just like Brandon Johnson and Pritzker. Yeah. No, everything is not being quite publicly done. Most of it is quiet, and they announce some results as it comes in. I agree with that. And everybody doesn't have internet. Everybody does not have it. Do you know? Everybody cannot get free internet in America. So there goes that argument. But if these cable stations, the ones who have done the most criticism of the president, MF, DNC, that means Mother Effing Democrat National Committee, and CNN, the clown news network, why are they not covering these, broadcasting these hearings? Then, is there such great public service? And you saying, whatever the percentage is that does not, I'm just saying, everybody doesn't have internet. Everybody that has internet do not go on Twitter X. Everybody that's on that can get internet refuses to be involved with social media. I have a cousin who they will not go on social media. So stuff being on social media is not reaching them. Stuff being on the internet is not reaching the people who don't have internet. People that don't have cable are not being reached. But both sides has produced and consumed propaganda. According, and they have the right to do that under the auspices of free speech, real free speech. And a little bit that I've been on social media, I've been censored a few times over some things I said. But what's getting ready to happen now is people are not going to be able to hide behind their propaganda because the facts are going to come out. The forensic accountants are being brought in. The forensic IT is being brought in. The Supreme Court is going to be brought in. Real law enforcement that enforces the laws against the real lawbreakers and not just those who the certain political parties don't like. Real law enforcement is coming. A real FBI, a real DOJ. Again, I'm glad that I keep going, I keep repeating this and drill, baby, drill on my subject. America being a sucker is cool to those enjoying the benefits. America being involved in criminality and crime is cool to those benefiting from the crime. Case in point. I'm in the Philippines. I can't get there's no Social Security safety net over here. I'm on my own. I better have an income, recurring income with me. I've been a side hustle or digital nomad. Government is not covering up, picking up a tab for me here. But how many millions of people are able to go into America illegally and they're getting food, clothing, shelter, health care, and benefits? How many people over there getting Social Security benefits and they haven't paid one dime in the Social Security? I don't like that shit. But I don't necessarily spend my time hating the player, but I certainly hate the game. And the game is they let people to come in, these illegals come in and game the system and get over and get rich and get fat and not taking care of America first. America first. Talking about this, I don't have freedom of speech. That's okay. I'm a foreigner. And a foreigner should have freedom of speech in America. They shouldn't be allowed to be carrying foreign flags and burning the American flag in America. They shouldn't have that freedom of speech to do that. But they can do that. They can come over and rob, steal, rape, kill, get picked up by the police, and Biden Harris let them go so they can rape, kill, and burn women alive again. Commend Trump. Last week, understand that less than 300 people were able to cross that border illegally. 300 people. A far cry from the thousands that the criminal Biden and Harris let. Yeah. And I still I'm staying in the Philippines, right? Because I'm talking to myself. And we just basically stand on this subject. America first. And yes, I'm here. I'm staying here, but I still maintain a home and interest, financial interests. My family is still in America, so I'm still definitely contributing to the U.S. economy. Even though I'm here, still supporting America and still concerned about what's going on in America because my family is there and I have financial interests there. So absolutely. So believe me, my money is going into the U.S. economy. And I'm able to do that and live better for myself being over here. But as I let the church go this morning, thank you, Hector, for being with me here to the end. Thank you, Marva Fields. Thank you, Marva Fields, who's I support. We got to get on the phone. I'm going to call you when I get off this broadcast. As an aside, let me give you they're talking about deporting Ilhan Omar. Well, I guess they can't do that because, again, even if she came here illegally or got here by in illegal means, it was condoned by the previous administration, so she probably received immunity. So, that's a lot of talk. They can't deport her. That's not the point. But I don't think she should be in the United, be promoting things against the interests of the United States. Hell no. And if she found to have committed treason, she need to go. Thank you, Hector. As I'm going to let the church go. Hector, I hope you like this broadcast and subscribe to my channel, Get Your Land Journey, and join me. I plan on doing this at least once a week, and we can deal with some other things. As I let the church go today, this has been your minister for today. America being a sucker is cool. Those enjoying the benefits. Hope you like, share this broadcast, share it. Like this broadcast, share this broadcast to your social media, YouTube and social media. Share this broadcast and subscribe to my channel. I'll be back. We invite you, as we had Hector and Marva on today, join the conversation. And I may be able to allow people to come on the live panel. Thank you very much. America being a sucker is cool to those enjoying the benefits. Thank you, church. And you have been dismissed. In the name of God. Peace.